What's the hardest choice a man could ever make? You need to choose your wife or your baby. You have 10 minutes to choose. I couldn't believe what the doctor told me. I was frozen, literally wasting seconds. My wife Claire was 32 weeks pregnant when everything went wrong. We'd been married 8 years and she'd wanted a baby from day one. I was the one who kept saying we should wait, save more money, travel first, get the promotion. But Claire would stand in the doorway of our spare bedroom with this look on her face like she could already see a crib where my Ps5 sat. That morning started normal. She was humming while making breakfast and talking to her belly like always. Good morning, sweet girl. Daddy's being grumpy again, but we love him anyway, don't we? She'd been doing that since the pregnancy test turned positive. It was cute. She had these full conversations with our daughter about everything from the weather to what color we should paint the nursery. Then she called me at noon, and her voice sounded different. Something's wrong. There's so much blood. Please hurry, babe. I drove home doing 90 on the highway and found her on the bathroom floor. She was conscious but pale and kept saying, "Please let the baby be okay," over and over. At the hospital, they rushed her straight to surgery. I sat in that waiting room for 2 hours listening to Claire's voice in my head from the night before. She'd been organizing baby clothes by size and said something that stuck with me. I feel like my whole life led to this. Like everything I did before was just preparation for being her mom. Dr. Long finally came out still in his scrubs. His face told me everything before he said a word. He sat down and explained that Claire had placental abruption. The placenta had torn away and she was bleeding internally. The baby wasn't getting oxygen. We need to make a decision quickly, he said. We can try to save them both, but the chances are very low. Less than 10%. If we focus on Claire, we can stop the bleeding and she'll most likely make it. If we deliver the baby now and focus on the child, there's a good chance we can save her. But Claire will probably not survive the blood loss. My whole body went cold. What do you mean choose? He put his hand on my shoulder. I'm sorry, but we need your decision in the next few minutes. The longer we wait, the more likely we lose them both. I knew what Claire would want. God, I knew it like I knew my own name. She'd been writing letters to our daughter since the second trimester. Sealed envelopes that said things like, "For your first day of school," and "For when someone breaks your heart." She'd made me promise that if anything happened, I'd give them to her at the right times. Just last week, she'd brought up the what ifs while we were assembling the crib. If something goes wrong, you save her. Promise me. I told her to stop being morbid, but she grabbed my hands. I'm serious. This baby is the most important thing I'll ever do. Promise me. I thought about all the years she'd dreamed of this. The temperature charts and ovulation tests. The devastating miscarriage at 10 weeks that left her sobbing on the bathroom floor for hours. The way she lit up when this pregnancy made it past the first trimester. She'd bought a pair of tiny pink shoes the next day and slept with them on her nightstand. Claire used to say being a mother was her calling the way some people were called to be doctors or teachers. She'd volunteered at the NICU for years before we even met. She'd come home and tell me about the tiny fighters in their incubators and how she sang to them when their parents couldn't be there. Those babies need to know they're loved, she'd say. Even if it's just for a little while. Dr. Long stood up. I need an answer. The choice was already made. Claire had made it months ago. Years ago, really. Maybe the first time she held someone else's baby and felt that pull in her chest. Every fiber of her being existed to bring this child into the world. Who was I to take that away from her now? If Claire was awake, what would she tell you to do? I asked, even though I knew. In my experience, mothers always choose their children, he said quietly. I thought about her face when we saw our daughter on the ultrasound for the first time. The way she cried and laughed at the same time. How she'd traced the screen with her finger and whispered, "Hi, baby. I'm your mama. I've been waiting for you. Save the baby," I said. The words felt like glass cutting in my throat. Dr. Long nodded. We'll do everything we can for both of them. They let me see Claire for 30 seconds before they took her back. She was unconscious, but I held her hand and leaned close to her ear. She's going to be perfect, just like you wanted. I'll tell her every day how much you loved her, how you gave her everything. I'll give her all your letters. She'll know who you were. Her fingers were so still in mine. This woman who'd spent 8 years preparing to be a mother would only get 32 weeks of it, but I knew she'd say it was worth it. She'd say 32 weeks of carrying her daughter was better than a lifetime without her. "Thank you," I whispered. "Thank you for loving her more than anything, more than me, more than yourself. She's so lucky you're her mom." The nurses wheeled her away, and I stood there knowing I'd never hear her voice again.